Well, it's an epic love story, but like many love stories, these guys never saw it coming. Mark and Joy met when Joy was a freshman and Mark was a senior. Mark was ready to graduate and Joy was ready to invest in her time at Cornerstone University. When they first met, Joy thought Mark was a jerk, and Mark thought Joy was obnoxious.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2 years. Mark had gone to Alaska and was back, working at CU. Joy was a junior.
Mark and Jake went to Applebee's every Sunday night, and Joy and her friends would be there as well. So she decided to go up and talk to the guys each week. Potiphar and Mark was cute, but never thought anything would happen.
Mark remembered Joy as the obnoxious freshman from 2 years ago and was still feeling the urge to travel.
Mark likes to think of himself as a wanderer. Or so he says.
So it surprised even him when after a few weeks he noticed and mentioned to Jake, Joy McFadden is really cute.
One day, Joy was watching a Lakers game in the lounge of her dorm and posted about it on Facebook. Mark decided to head over to join her, using the poor internet in his building as an excuse.
She was so surprised when he came, but was excited to have his company. The two started to hang out more and bonded over the TV show Firefly, which gave them more excuses to hang out.
Joy decided that she needed to know if they were going anywhere, so she met with Mark in his office. He let her know that he found her attractive, but was planning to go to Alaska again for the summer, and was hesitant to start a relationship with the reality of a summer spent away. In his words, he was a wanderer.
She was crushed, but knew she already cared too much for him not to continue a friendship. So they continued to hang out and spend time together.
Mark was falling more and more for her all the time, which was ruining his plans of continuing his transient summer lifestyle. But he didn't know what to do since his job required being in Alaska.
Finally, before spring break, Joy decided to go on a limb again and ask Mark why they weren't dating.
Mark let Joy know that he was hesitant to get into a relationship, given that Christian college girls could so quickly jump to conclusions when a guy asked them out.
Whoops.
And expressed his hesitancy about his job and wanting to take it slow. To his surprise, Joy understood and said,
"It's just a date, Mark. I'm not asking you to propose."
Mark took Joy to a Griffins game without telling her she'd be on a sheet of ice without a jacket. Then they walked around downtown and then gave her a cactus at the end of the night because, as he phrased it, "I'm not very good at this dating thing, but I understand I'm supposed to give you a plant of some sort."
Joy left for Cali to work at camp, and Mark flew out to Alaska to work for the summer. A month into his summer, Mark decided to come back early to work at CU full-time, and Joy continued to enjoy working at camp. Despite being in separate time zones, they kept in touch as much as possible. They talked on the phone a lot, and Mark wrote Joy a lot of love letters and fun packages. But life got busy, and sadly she never sent any back. She knew that if they continued dating, that they would probably get married, and that scared a girl who had never dated before. Summer was hard, but God knew better than both of them. After being back together for a few months, they spent fall break at Joy's brother's house. It was over that weekend that they both knew they were in love. It was a month later that those 3 little words were spoken out loud, but it was evident that this was more than just a casual dating relationship. They were smitten.
Around the end of October, Mark brought up the topic of marriage with Joy. They began to pray and think about spending life together. By mid-November, Mark had purchased the Wii and was planning a surprise proposal to Joy.
On December 16th, Mark proposed to Joy in Duluth, Minnesota, on a freezing cold bridge. Today, after 7 months of waiting, Mark and Joy will begin the rest of their lives together.
Yippee! And they lived happily ever after.